Nog 10 seconden totdat ik kom.
All right, and then
It's
I'm gonna go on
Dutch.
Instagram. I'm gonna announce that we finally got it going.
Just hit it. Tag
Yeah.
me so I can repost it.
You don't have to
Yes.
repost anything on your end. I mean, unless you absolutely want to.
Oh, of course. Yes.
All right, so we are
Hello.
back after all the technical issues. Yeah, Milz musician with Ashwin Van Hilton.
Hello.
Dr.
I'm
Stella
Ashwin.
Smith.
Can you hear me all right on the stream? I hope so. Ooh, I sound a bit like a robot though, but it's all good. It's all good.
On the stream end of things, you mean?
No, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. Yes, I think we good.
Okay. So in the okay, there's always like a 7-second delay. So right now I should have yours have your yeah.
I'm so honored to be here. Thank you very much.
Oh, you're already the
What? What the technical difficulties?
I'm reposting your technical difficulty thing.
Like
That's funny how they have a thing. They have a like with the yellow, red, purple.
man, they have everything on.
All right,
like,
sorry I wasted
Instagram.
your time, so much of your time.
It's all good.
All right, let me check it. On my end, okay. It looks like we're good. Oh, I got to make it full stream. One last thing. Full screen, I meant to say. And whoops.
Yes.
Oh, I'm going to make myself a little bit smaller on the screen because, I don't know, I'm just a neat freak about that. No problem at all. Okay. Then let me go back to full screen for your where you are, and we should be good. All right, that is perfect the way I want it. All right, good. All right, I'm gonna mute my phone so I don't hear what I just said like 7 seconds later.
It's a good call. Yes.
Okay, so we'll let the people come on in. Hopefully, TMI, whoever comes in.
Yes, we will see
All
who
right.
is here.
All right, so welcome one and all. It is. I am Milz.
We are back.
Yeah, we are back. All right. Hopefully everyone, sees the cool text. I tried to intentionally make it purple. We'll eventually talk about the color purple on here.
Hey.
We will eventually talk about the custom background I made. We'll talk about all those plugs and all the those ats, all the socials. We'll eventually talk about that. So this is season 2, episode 2. I'm your host, Milz from America, otherwise aka Milz musician, aka Milz 505, whatever you want to call me. Milz 505.
Woo! Milz!
I will not lose because I am a disciple of Milz 505.
Milz!
Both of us had our own applause.
Oh yeah.
Man came prepared.
Oh yeah.
All right. So anyway, yeah, I'm Milz, and I was starting to say, it's a season 2, episode 2 of what I just call interview streams. I did this concept season 1 last summer. Invited a lot of people. See, episode 1. So it turns out Ashwin here was supposed to be episode 1 of this season, but we had someone else double who like he had some scheduling things, so he had to come on first. No problem, because because episode 2 who do we have in the building today?
Me.
Whoever me is.
Oh, hello. I'm Ashwin, aka Dr. Slowswell from the Netherlands. So woo, I'm here. Second.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, from the Netherlands.
And it's an honor to be here. I really like just the concept overall. Loved it.
Yeah. I guess I don't know. I feel like the first beatbox interviews I saw were actually from like Bilo when he did like Razel and then he did Paponi. I think that one was kind of the one I was blown away with that. Bilo, oh wait, no, or was it Paponi interviewing Bilo? I don't know, but that just kind of got me going. And then I saw Swiss doing all their Beyond the Beats. I'm like, hey, screw it, why not? Try to pick some people who did either, who either didn't get interviewed by them, or people who did, but maybe it's been a while that they may have some things to update. So this is our first time having Dr. Slow Sweat on here. All right, yeah.
Yes, it's my first ever beatbox interview too. So that's also nice. Like this concept also to have like smaller beatboxers or loopers to still get like the feeling of being interviewed, and it's so cool, man. I love it.
I've had some bigger names on here. Like I had Rockster Loops on, Sung Beats on from season 1. But yeah, I'm glad that you mentioned small names, because I'm all about, like, I honestly don't really care that much if it's small, medium, or big, whatever. Happy to have you. So I usually start off with just a quick, if you want to do it as much as you feel comfortable, like a non-beatbox background. Now for this, some people like to just start with like music, like if they, enjoyed singing, if they love to sing, or, whatever.
Yeah, well, it's how long you want me, because I can tell you a lot about my non-beatbox background. Let's start all the way at the beginning, like very early when I came on the world. I wasn't actually Ashwin van Hilte, who I am today. I was Alejandro Vela Ortiz, which is my Colombian original name, because I'm adopted from Colombia. And it's when I was eight weeks old, I came from Colombia to the Netherlands, because my adoption mother, well, for me, it's just my mom. I just say mom. She raised me as a child, so I don't know better, So my mom, she can't have her own biological children because she had an illness in her, how do you say that in English? Her uterus? Where the babies are made. I think
so, basically.
Yes, then she had an illness in her uterus, and she had to have that removed, but she still really wanted children. So that's how she came at the idea of adoption. So then I came in the picture. So little Alejandro became a little Ashwin, and 2.5 years later, she was content with the purchase that she actually got my sister too. A different family. She was Sandra Milena Gomez Leon, which is now Tanisha van Hilte, and yeah, that's the family now. So and like very early, I had like this feeling for music. Because when I was a child, like I couldn't speak, couldn't anything. I get like those like very angry. That has tantrums. I had this little tantrums where I would like ball my fist and swell up, and my face will get all red.
Yeah.
Then my mother would pick me up from the crib, and then she put me onto her chest and played the song Amor Narcótico by Chichi Peralta, and that starts really slow. And then eventually it gets like the salsa, the Hispanic music.
Like it kind of gets basically like chill and relaxing into the salsa thing.
Yes, exactly that. And she started dancing with me in her arms, just spinning around the room. And I was so soothed by that. When I had a tantrum, I immediately calmed down. And I think that was like the first sign of my love for music, actually. And since I was able to speak, I started singing. I started rapping at a very young age. Since the age of 11, I started playing guitar, which I still do. I had 3 years of lesson, and now I just accompany myself. And for now, 1.5 years, I'd say, I am practicing the loop station. I saw a lot of videos by Swiss Beatbox because they're just the biggest. I saw MB14 versus Sorrow, which are like... big inspirations for me.
I don't know how many of my guests have referenced that particular video.
Yes, but that is so rude. But that's like the main go-to first loop video people see. I don't know what it is, but it's there.
We all do.
Oh yes, so I went binge watching all those artists like Tionep, Enemy, Rhythmind, all the big names, and I was so inspired by that. Just see the stage and just the hard drops and like building your song out of nothing. I actually love that. I love like a build up, to a crescendo. I really like the dynamics of that, and the loop station is actually that. So last Christmas I had to borrow money from my aunt. No, not last Christmas, but the Christmas before that, I had to borrow money from my aunt so I can get the loop station, and since then I have been hooked. Yes. So in a nutshell, that's my childhood.
Wow. That's amazing. I was gonna comment on some of the things you said. So you said basically you were nonverbal, like pretty much nonverbal when you were like really little up until like I don't know, like 11 or something, or like 5ish or so, like younger than that, or no?
No, I was a baby, like nonverbal as I couldn't speak.
Oh yeah.
Like since then, that was the moment the song came on. But I believe I just developed my speech like
Yeah.
naturally, like
Yeah.
it's supposed to be.
Right. Okay.
No,
and
I
then-
started speaking last week.
Yeah. And then what was I gonna say about MB14 versus Sorrow? Yeah, I don't know if I said this. I think I said this for a few other guests that like when they brought that up, was that I honestly thought that all looping, we're going to use that style, and then like it wasn't until I started hearing like I eventually got onto like Inky, and like they weren't, that's not exactly Inky style. So, but yeah, that's really cool. Okay, so yeah, you did a really good job on that first question. Now what about kind of your intro to beatbox? Now some people answer this that they honestly like they didn't really have the beatboxing in isolation. It kind of went along with other parts, like it went along with the loop. I don't know if that was your case, or maybe you like, for example, Colin, like he did beatbox before an entire year before the looping. So I don't know if that was like you at all.
No. I when I started looping, I had like no skills in beatbox. I still have very well. I'm practicing it, but not like professional, or not like I'm going to enter a solo loop or solo beatbox competition. I don't feel comfortable at all during that, but I like to do it. But Loop Station was the first introduction to like the loop station / beatbox scene. So actually, looping got me into more of a beatbox, I would say. So it's the other way around. But the loop is just so nice for like a non-beatboxer, because you have all those like EQs and the filters and everything, which you can tune the beatbox skills that you have and make it like good for the track, Like you can filter your kick however you want, and it would sound like fat instead of like.
Yeah, like the filter EQ stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially like the filter with pretty much maximum 100 for the hi hats to make them sound super super hi hat y.
Oh yeah.
What was I gonna say? Yeah, I was. Yeah, it's interesting because I still teach severe special ed, and half of them being mostly nonverbal. Like you have, for me, I kind of break it up into two. Like you have some that don't make any sounds at all. Some can make sounds, like and so when they can do that, you can make so many melodies out of that. And like if you go or if you can teach them to, like they can, I mean, like as you already know, with all the delay notes and the robots, like especially robot, you can do a by just So yeah, that's really cool. That's why I love. Eventually, I want to do. I mean, ultimately, some TED Talks on this stuff, but like make a tutorial on how it can be used as like what we call assistive technology. So like,
I really like the view of that. Like that you, even though you have like a special need or disability, like verbally or something, you can still make the music. I really like the thought process of that.
Yeah, like and there's a whole. Yeah, because like in my job, we have a separate service. It's called like a related service provider. So like, I'm the teacher, and I still have to do a lot of paperwork behind it. But at the same time, we have like special speech therapists, and they and even like an occupational therapist. So like you can actually and I tell my kids like you can train your gross motor to like if there's a left side of a loop station versus a right side. And then, but then the fine motor is where it gets very difficult with the 505.
Yeah,
Like
with
if
like
you're
the little buttons and the knob,
the
everything.
faders and
Yes.
like making sure that if you want a TFX transpose, that you got to make sure you're hitting the A and not the B. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
But for me, like, it really levels the playing field. This isn't a special ed forum, but
No, I really like talking about it. It's like a very beautiful thing, and just to think about that, I love that. Like, not just like, oh, they're special or they need something, they can't do that, but like, how can they do that?
yeah,
Or what
because I
can
really
they do?
hate the whole
And
they can't. I try to make it not they can't, but they can. You know.
Yep.
Um.
No, I totally agree with that.
Okay. Great. So we talked about beatbox and non-music, all that. Now you want to kind of talk like take us through a journey of the 505, kind of basically. I guess if you want to start on like the pre-Mad Meal 1 stuff or pre Mad Meal 2 stuff, and like
Yes.
like I mean, assuming that Mad Meal 2 was like your first big thing, like kind of take us through a journey
sure.
if we're just talking about the 505.
Yes. If we're just talking about the 505, I know I unpackaged it, and I immediately was like blown away with like, if you turn it on, you get like this whole laser light show and everything. I absolutely,
the yellow,
oh, man.
yellow.
Oh man, I love that. But then, yeah, I'm a person who I like put away the manual and I just start doing things because I'm not really good with books or studying or reading. I like to get my hands dirty and just go straight at it. So I went with that. Actually, before my 505, I had another loop station, which is like the guitar foot pedal, the pink one, the RC80.
Is that like the RC30 or RC1 or whatever those things are? Yeah.
Yes, I think so. And it had like the not the big one, not the 5 pedals, but the little one with the 2 pedals. And
yeah.
I've done that for a long time, like multiple years, and I've done it like for myself. Like I didn't put anything out there. It was just for me. I made entire songs with just that device. But the thing is, I like to have like big song with big chords and a lot of vocals, even then. But then if you have like a 3-minute track and you want like a lot of vocals at the last 20 seconds, and you do it with that device, you have to wait the whole track to do the last 20 seconds. So I record the whole track, do the vocals, and then I wait the entire song to do the second harmonies or the third harmonies. So I spent an entire day just making songs. And if I messed something up at the end, I had to delete it and I had to start all over, which was like, oh, that was terror then. But I did have the patience because I felt like I was doing something. I actually have all the songs I made with the RC. What is it, 202, 303? I have them all on my phone because I really cherish that. Because that is the start of me as an independent artist.
Yeah, especially
which is
like if you want to make a portfolio.
Yes.
Yeah,
but I literally have like the first song I made till the song I have now, and like to hear the difference between that is like the journey I made through that all alone is just unbelievable. Which is yes, I love it.
So shout out to the people that are in Baltimore at the open mics who let me sign up and go on there, because I totally didn't realize, and maybe I'm guessing like you were probably one of them, where you'd have a singer, guitarist, and like on one foot they had like a thing like this block that would make like the kick drum, and something else that would make like the snare, and then they'd have another pedal that would be like just a loop, dome dome dome, and then on top of that. So like you were pretty much kind of like that until you found the 505, and then from there, obviously, it's hard when you have a guitar right here, like when Christoph does it, and you got to like move your hand over here and then back to your guitar.
Yeah, I actually didn't start with guitar. The first thing I did was I did a lot of covers, recreations of MB14, Enemy. I really enjoyed Enemy because he was more of a music technical side. Yeah. I absolutely love his routine 505. I love that. Just because it's like very layered, which I really like. The panning, I really like. The 5/4 time signature, I love that. So he's like he was like a very big inspiration for me on like the musical technical part. The first quote unquote full-fledged song I made on the RC505, which was Enemy's cover of 21 Pilots, the car radio. And from then I just started doing things. I started covering songs. And the fun thing is I posted them online because I wanted to share it there.
Yeah.
Only I wasn't that smart about social media. So I was also, it took a very long time. Like if I wanted to record one song, it would take 7 minutes. And it's very slow build, but that's the beginning of looping. So
Yeah,
I don't
we
blame
all
myself
do.
for that. Yeah. But then I wanted the video from start to finish on Instagram. So I just posted it. I did not know that Instagram took the first minute of that video. So you only hear like some drums and everything like, and then when the melody came, it just cut off. And people never told me. Like one day I figured out myself when I listened it back, and then I was like, oh my god, you've never told me that it was only 1 minute of like build up. Then I posted like an entire video, and the people were like, hey, finally a full song. I was like, tell me then. I did not know. But then I started doing covers, I started doing routines and everything. But it was just independent. It was just on Instagram for my friends, for my family to listen to. Didn't really blow up. And yet, then eventually there was this announcement by the Mad Twins, like, "Yo, here's Mad Meal. Submit your wildcard to get in." And I was like, "Yeah, why not?" I made a remix of Alexinho Choose, like, and I just posted it online just for the hell of it. Had a lot of fun with it. If I look back at the video, you can see me have fun with it and everything. And I just posted it online. I know I typed the title wrong because Sweet back then commented on my video like, "Yo, where's your name in the title?" And I was like, "Do you have to do that? I've never made a wildcard before." So I put my name in the title, but then I was Ashwin van Hilten, like my original name, not my stage name. But I did have my stage name Dr. Slow Sweat because I had like an album on Spotify as Dr. Slow Sweat. But in the panic, because it was the last day before the deadline, I changed my title. So I changed it to the Ashwin van Hilten. And I remember I was swimming with a friend of mine, and I was there before her. So I sat on the bench and just started scrolling on Instagram, just chatting to people. And I saw this message, this post from Mad Twins come by, like with the winners of the announcement. And it said Ashwin with a V van Hilten. And I was like, is this correct? Is this correct? And I knew that my friend came in the moment I saw it, and I just started hugging her and just jumping of joy, like, what the fuck is... Can I swear?
Well,
am I allowed to swear?
Yeah, don't get too carried away with it.
All right, like, what the flip is this? Like when I get enthusiastic, I tend to swear a lot, but that's like my enthusiasm. I'll tune it down just for you. But yeah, I just remember I was jumping it, like when I get very excited, I'm like all over the place. I bounce all over. I'm just like a puppy, just bouncing his head on the wall and everything. So then I heard it Monday. I heard the battles were going to be Saturday. So I prepared my rounds. I had a few rounds then. And I was like, all right, that's fine. Then Saturday, there's going to be like the quarterfinals, and that's going to be it. Wednesday, I went to my internship at an elementary school because I'm studying to be a teacher. And I just can't stop thinking about the Mad Meal battle, Mad Meal 2, Mad Meal 2. That eventually I just started feeling bad. I started almost hyperventilating. I got stressed, like, oh my God, what if I mess it up? What if I do something wrong? What if it was my first ever event. So I went outside, just started walking around the playground just to clear my mind. Didn't help. And I went back. I was 24/7 for a whole week long, just practicing my loops. You can, yeah, like my mix back then was, well, it was just not good. Like my snare was all messed up, very, very crunchy. You can hear that. Also to hear the development from then till now is also very nice to hear. And you scared me. But then, yeah, the Thursday, I got my first ever message from somebody from the beatbox scene, which was Cookson, because he said to me like, "Oh man, good luck with your practice, and I hope to see you set it." So nice. Like
Yeah,
my first introduction to the loop. Yeah, Cookson is so nice, man. My first introduction to the looping scene was through Cookson, and I absolutely loved it. Then I was put into this chat with all those people I did not know, which was Double and MH, Mr. Y. I've never heard of those people before, and I was like, "What am I gonna do?" Like Biscuit, I didn't even know about Biscuit because I wasn't really into that scene yet.
Fail.
It's unbelievable. And then the Saturday were the battles, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready for the quarterfinals. But the Friday was the solo beatbox category, and I saw it went from quarterfinals to finals in one sitting. And I'm like, are they going to do all the battles at once? And everyone's like, yeah, they're going to do that. And I did not prepare for that. So I was even more panicked then. Like, what am I going to do? Like my first 2 rounds were solid enough, but then it was pretty much a freestyle. So I just went with that. And then my first battle, you can hear me say it on stream, but I was so nervous. You can see it in me. Like I remember I had this blouse, this shirt, which is now famous for dressing for the occasion for formal wear and everything. But I put my hand like inside my buttons, and I never do that. I do that when I'm so nervous. So you can see me like Napoleon Bonaparte. I was just standing there like that. And you can hear it also in my voice when I start singing. It sounds so shaky. If you listen closely to the tunes, it's very off key. Well, I'm a very perfectionist when it comes to that. So I hear that like immediately, like, hey, that's flat. But those are just nerves. And when I saw the reactions of the judges back, like the reactions of people who live streamed it or reacted to it, like Mr. Y, for instance, they just went bonkers. I was like, how? Whoa. And that was my first victory too. My first battle, first victory, 5-0 against Cookson. I was like, my lord, how? My second battle against my Italian brother, Mr. Y, still talk to him to this day. My brother in arms.
Dr. Y?
And Dr. Y. Oh man, to the grave. Battled him, won against him too. I was like, how am I getting this far? I messaged all my friends, all my family, like, you have to tune in. I'm going to do that. And after every battle I won, it's like, oh my God, my phone blew up. We're just like, oh, congratulations, so awesome, whoa.
I'm an Ash winner.
And yeah, that's where it started. # I'm an Ash winner. Like, those were all my friends and family just tuning in and just making that hashtag, which still sticks to this day, which I also absolutely love. Then against Rushy, I messed up I had my pony routine back then, but it wasn't as polished as now. And I also messed it up, so I lost against Rushy. And then I went to MH, and that was just a battle of love, because there was just such a nice fight between that. Also lost to MH, and eventually ended 4th in the map mule. Then you came to me like, yo, I just saw you there. Because it started with # I'm an S winner. People took over with # I'm a Milz winner. And I had no idea who you was. Like, what is Milz? What is a Milz?
Shout out to Matt.
And then but then you came to me like, oh, I saw that. Nice to see new faces. I know B Art messaged me like, yo, where the hell, where have you been? I've never heard of you. Voxel messaged me like, who are you? And I'm like, I'm a nobody. I just started doing this. But it's so nice to see, like,
and they probably started
people
speaking Dutch to you and stuff.
Oh, of course. Like, hey, waar kom jij niet vandaan? Wie ben jij? Yes. But all the nice messages for the people, from the people who were watching and everything. Then you came in the picture like, oh, yo, if you like the scene, you have to join this server. And you introduced me to Clip. So not very long after, I joined Clip. And
eventually that was going to be my next section. Like, if you want to talk about Clip, you want to talk about your loop style, which it seems like you're kind of hitting both at the same time. So if you want to keep going, go ahead.
Man, if you don't stop me, I'm just going to keep talking.
Keep going.
Yes. But I remember I went to Clip, and I just joined a random chat, which is new to me. I don't usually go online and do that thing. There were 2 people in this chat, which are Laser and Whitey Smith. I still remember those times, and I want to remember that, because these are the times that made me who I am, and just made me what I am today. Just the growth to experience that, and not lose the people who were there with you during the journey. So I really hope to remember these times. So I'm still happy I can remember it so vividly, because I hopped in the call with Whitey Smith and Laser, and they were like, "Whoa, you're Ashman von Hilton." I'm like, yeah, we saw you at Mad Mule too. Oh, big up. I know Whitey Smith was a huge fan of my solitaire routine against Kuksam. And like I've always had this passion deep down to become a musician, to hit a stage, to make my money doing music, to do this sort of things like interviews and go to places where cameras are on you, like the Hollywood star dream, you know. I absolutely love to do that. And for a second, I had like that glimpse, like the recognition, the people who knowing who you are just by showing up, and something sparkled in me. Um, I've never 100% went for that dream because it was too insecure for me. I always had the thought of like, you have to break through. People have to like you. You have to make it. You have to keep making things people like, which was a too insecure ground for me. And I thought, if I don't make that, I will lose everything. I'll have nothing. So that is why I'm studying to become a teacher right now, because I go to school, I study, get my grades, and at the end you'll get a diploma. You get your paper, you're a certified teacher, you can get a job, which was like just a solid foundation, you know? Like there's security in that. You get your paper, you got a job. Especially in the Netherlands, like teachers are getting rare, and especially male teachers. So I was like, all right, if I do that, then I have the security, then I will work part-time and I'll just do the music on the side. That was the route I planned out in my head. Yeah, so I was actually too afraid to chase my dreams, to say it very short. Well, I entered Clip. I started doing the weekly tournaments. I started to know people. I joined competitions. More competitions. Like my next competition was the team battle. So I did my thing there, and 3 judges went for me, which were Galouche, KBA, and which was the other one? I forgot the other one.
MH, I think.
No, MH was a judge.
Right.
There were 4 captains. There were Apples, KBA, Galouche, and Yasweet. Yasweet was the other one, yes. And Yasweet, Galouche, and KBA, they turned for me. I know KBA was in the Netherlands then, so you saw Bjard and Vauxhall in the background just walking there. And also saying like, hey, we're Dutch, you know what you have to pick. But I actually picked KBA, and he trained me for better mix. Like he said to me, like, I can't do anything about your singing and your energy. That is just you. I can't fix that, and you don't need to change that because that makes who you are. What I can do is give you like settings and tips to make your mix better, to make your track better, so you can make actual track.
For me, a lot too.
Yes, it's unbelievable, and the growth I made then was unbelievable. So I actually did the team tournament, came second with my team, and you keep scaring me. But yeah, so that was that, and then after some time passed, I remembered that I believe Clockworks or Rhyme actually messaged me, so like, yo, do you want to play a game together? And I've actually never really spoken to Rhyme. Yeah, but I really yeah.
I know, it's like it sounded like a Jigsaw line.
Yeah, I know, but it's Rhyme, so he says it really nice and gentle and everything. So, but yeah, I was actually like, all right, sure, why not? And he just hopped me in a group with like Galouche and KBA, Dom Tapper, Guru was there, and I'm like, I've never spoken to these people, but I know they are the big people in the Clip server. So I was like quite intimidated at first. Like, all right, let's play some games with you people who won tournaments or are champions of things and everything. And then, yeah, eventually you just start roll with it. You start to know people. It starts to get more relaxed and everything. And then a while went back, I had some more tournaments, like the Seven the Smoke tournament, the Crook Beatbox Battle tournament. And eventually, Clip announced that they wanted to hire more staff. So if you want to become a staff member, here's the application form, fill it in, that's nice. And I was like, all right, that's nice, but I didn't really pay attention to that. But then a while after, Dom Tapper came to me in private in my DMs and said like, yo, how would you feel if I if I'd offer you a place in the team. I'm like, all right, cool. So I didn't have to fill in the form, but I was just there. I guess they noticed my appearance, my activity in the server, I guess. But yeah, but then I went to the team. I started doing the YouTube video and the event team, which I'm still working on. Like the last videos you see on the clip server, the crew beatbox battle, and some of the 5v5 drops I edited. And yeah, now I'm full-fledged member from for the clip server, doing it proudly, doing it with love, having good connection with the team. They're my friends now. I can say from online strangers, still online friends then. But yeah, it's like I can't wait to meet the people in person at like a GBB or if UK champs. I'm planning to go in UK champs to meet all of those people. So yeah, from just a stranger to like a family actually. And yeah, now we're here, getting yeah.
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I really felt like I started from nothing, and just through a lot of boost got me to here. Like my Swiss beatbox shout out, my beatbox international shout out, which is still unbelievable. I remembered my Swiss shout out. Like I sent an email and like yo, I see a lot of my friends getting shout outs. I really love what you're doing. Here's mine. My what's it called? My
shout out, like proposal.
Yeah, yeah, my proposal. Yes, and I was like, yeah. In the Dutch, you have a saying like, nee heb je ja kun je krijgen, which means you have a no, you can get a yes. So I just shooted my shot very boldly. Sorry. And then a lot of time passed and I didn't hear anything. So I was like, all right, that's fine. I still had the no, so nothing changed actually. And then after a long time, Rilana actually came back at me like, oh, I apologize for the delay, but can you please send some information with that? So I was like, ooh, this is going to be exciting. So
Juliana,
I sent all the information. Who? Juliana. Yes, Juliana.
I was like Rilana. I'm like, I didn't know she worked for Swiss now.
No, I'm really bad at names, and it's really bad as a teacher. So as a teacher in the class, I just say, hey, you listen. But all right.
Oh, you're not. Oh, yeah, you're not alone. I remember my first job. I came in there and I was hired in the middle of the year. There were 500 kids, and like I would spend more time trying to practice every kid's name than like the actual lesson stuff. But anyways,
yeah. But Juliana, she she came back at me like, all right, send your information, and it's fine. So I send it, and they were like, all right, we got the information. You'll hear from us when we take further steps. And then again, I didn't hear anything, which is like, all right, we'll see. Then at the evening of my birthday, well, it wasn't my exact birthday, but I celebrated like my birthday was Wednesday. I celebrated it on Saturday. And it was on Saturday, I was sitting with my friends. We were just having a good time. And I looked at my phone and I saw Swiss Beatbox mentions you in a post. I was like, what is this? So I clicked on the post and I saw myself on Swiss Beatbox. And I was like, my Lord, I jumped, I screamed. Everyone was like, what is happening? So we immediately turned it on the big television with the big sound system. And we were just like, oh man, I was in awe. And yeah, it's just like those opportunities to get your name out, to get my name out there, to get the such kind messages from people you've actually never met. Like, yo, I saw your Swiss shout out. I've went on a listening spree of you. You have such a nice vibe. I love your energy. You make me happy. Like those kind of messages that I really can explain what kind of feeling that gives you. To such determination, such drive to do what you're doing. And like the dream is actually in front of me, you know, like the recognition, the quote unquote being famous. If you get like those messages, those people towards you, I get like a feeling like, yes, this is what I want. This is my dream coming true. And everyone who supported me during that, who sent me those messages, is a part of that dream. And I really can't put in words how that makes me feel. I just can put like all purple hearts. That's it. I hope to get it across and my energy and my words and everything, but still that isn't enough how that feels, that determination, the satisfaction, the happiness that just gives me. And I'm so grateful for that. I really hope to see, how do you call it? I want to see everyone individual, like all of the people who follow me, all of my quote unquote fans. I'm also like very scared to use the fan word because that means that I am somebody, but I need to tell myself that I am somebody, but just like very scared to say because, as I said, it's insecure. It's like a risk for me. But I really want to see everyone. I really want to thank everyone for my support. I want to be available. Like if you message me, I really do to message back the best I can, like to make it personal and everything. Which is hard sometimes because you're also very busy. Like I'm very busy at school. I'm very busy like with my personal life, with the loop station stuff and everything in between, the YouTube team, event team, and everything. So it's hard to find time sometimes, which also makes me feel like, ah, damn it, I could have spent more time on this or more time on that, or gave that person some more attention, which they deserve. So I'm still sometimes finding my way through that. But I think I managed right now, and I'm like very happy where I'm sitting right now, very happy where I am, and just myself in the beatbox scene. I'm very content with what I do, and I plan to grow and to keep doing what I do. Yep,
Awesome.
pretty much that.
All right. So one of my next questions was usually I ask people about like their plans with like the international scene. Like you already talked about a lot of it. What about the national scenes, like the Dutch? I know you mentioned that you want to go like hop across over to the UK, not that far away,
Yes.
not too far away. What about like Dutch stuff? So like, for example, like the next Dutch, I don't know, like get together or whatever. Would you want to go there and like meet Ibarra and like all these other people in person, Voxel and all that?
Oh, for sure. Of course. Of course. I've already
Does
talked
he
to like,
maybe?
yeah, I've already talked to Duzzy and Jarnell online. Like, hey, I will see you at Dutch Champs, and I plan to do Dutch Champs. I will do, even if it's just for fun. I don't know, because I do want to take a little break from like the battle scene because I feel it's not entirely my scene. I see myself more as an entertainer, as a showcase looper than a real battler. But like my energy and my showcase and everything is like a very big plus in battle, so that weighs it out. But in the national scene, I am currently very in the mindset of getting like the name of Loop Station and Beatbox out there because I feel Beatbox and Loop Station isn't really that big in the mainstream media, and there are such talented artists in the scene and so many artists in the scene who don't get the recognition they deserve because people just don't know it. For instance, I like to use PSN as an example because if you as a looper, if you listen to him, it's just incredible. The things he does with the loop, all the key change, all the flicks and the spins and whatever not, so technical and it's so impressive for me because I know what is going on with the loop. I know what's happening, and I don't know what is happening, which is even more impressive. But I know what the loop can do, what it does, and everything. But if you go to like the mainstream media, the mainstream people don't know what a loop station does. So they hear a lot of flicks and a lot of things, but they don't know the technicality or the level of difficulty that takes. So they don't give the recognition PSN deserves do that because they don't understand it. Now, my goal is to get like the name of Beatbox and Loop Station more out there, and I'm doing that nationally. I'm trying to do nationally. Like while we're speaking, I've messaged like a lot of pubs, a lot of big rooms and clubs and everything. Just like, hey, I'm Ashwin, aka Dr. Slow Sweat, and this is what I do. Maybe we can collaborate. Maybe we can have like a festival or a party or whatever, or a stream you can host. Just to get the name of Beatbox and Loop Station out there. And I think I am good for that fit because I do a lot of covers and a lot of remixes and everything. I've talked to a lot of people online who say like, yeah, you are a cover artist, so that's not really original. But that's like, it has two sides. Like if you do covers, like indeed you can lose points on originality, but you do get the crowd because the crowd knows the song. Like if I do Pony, people are like, oh, hey, this Pony, if you're horny. Like that kind of thing. You get the people with you. If, it, if I do originals, then yeah, it's more original because it's me, but people don't actually know it, so they can't go with it, you know. But so that is like the double-edged sword, and I tend to go more to like the cover scene because it speaks to people. So if I do a lot of famous covers, so for instance, I've just covered "Lost Cause" from Billie Eilish, and people know the song. So it's like, oh yeah, this is this very cool song, very cool remix. And if I can get that to the mainstream media, like I make covers with the Loop Station, people will see like, oh, he does that all with his mouth and the Loop Station. My plan is to get them interested in the Loop Station, look up videos of the Loop Station and everything, get to know the Loop Station, know what's going on, and then if they go back to, for instance, that PSN, like, oh, now I know about the Loop Station. Wow, look at him doing his thing with all the technicalities. Like, they get the full appreciation which they deserve. But to get there, you have to get your name out there. You have to get the name of the Loop Station out there, which I'm really planning to do. Like, just doing live gigs. Like, that's something I really want to start with, just also because I really like that. I like to be on stage. I've been on stage before with like bands or singing or just myself, so I'm familiar with that. But I've never had like a live event. What? Yeah. Oh, it is. So, but I've never had a live performance with my Loop Station, so I
Yeah,
really
especially like
want to do that.
yeah, like especially if you work close with the sound person to have them intentionally turn down the overall level and especially the bass just a little bit, because otherwise, like the feedback and stuff.
Yeah, that is something you have to learn with your live event. So I really hope I can appreciate that, experience that, and then just get myself as much out there as I can. Just get the name of Loop Station out there, get people to know the Loop Station. I know that people are starting to know it, like people I've never heard before, I've never seen before, also not in the beatbox scene. For some reason, they managed to find me and reach out to me, like, oh, I really love what you're doing. And when I get that, I'm like, yes, this is the direction I want to go. This is perfect. And so that is what I want to achieve, like nationally, like more recognition for the beatbox and looping scene. And I hope to do that due to the covers that I do a lot, and just like the party songs, like "It Chains on Me," "Someone Called a Doctor," and everything. Just get the people going, you know.
Yeah,
I think that is my main focus, my main goal right now.
all right, and I would definitely agree with this other AVH person. I don't know. I wonder who that is. I think he's like also Dutch or something. He's
Hey man, AVH, hoe is nou man? Alles goed? Hey.
yeah, that's another perk of me finally learning the stream stuff, because then we can actually do this. Yeah, I'll be interviewing him in about I think it's Friday actually. Tomorrow Friday. But anyway, yeah, so I totally agree with him. He says like it's the best story, and this is why I agree. Not just because, you know, I know you and stuff, but because I'm really a big proponent of actually explaining a thought process of like how you get from not just, oh yeah, my pony, yeah, but like how exactly did you get there? Like,
yeah,
is it music? Is it loop? And if it's music, how did you go from it being perceived from 505 to actual, or from like loop to actual music? So yeah, big ups for that. Okay.
Thank you.
So I think like for your future, it seems you pretty much nailed everything I was asking. I assume, have you done much of well, besides the singing obviously, but the guitar and like other instruments with your loop? Because I know you said that you're already thinking about it from like a production standpoint, maybe like a digital audio workstation, like the old school route. I assume you're probably going to be looking more into that with like guitar, maybe piano, and other.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Like if you look at the like my clip festival 1 year anniversary, like I had like this 15-minute routine with guitar, piano, and everything. Just all of that. You can see me switch around, like move the cables around, plug it out of my guitar and into my keyboard. Very bad wiring, but you know, if it works, it works. But yeah, I think that is also like really nice to do. Like if you want to do like a big set of something, like if I ever go live, I can have like a set with guitar, with keyboard, which gives just that little bit of variation, you know. Yeah. And yeah, I myself I am producing too. I use Ableton Live Intro 10. Nice. And yeah, I like to make songs with that too. I have like singles online on Spotify, not just loop, but like fully recorded here in this chair in the studio with this mic. Nice. Also through my loop station and everything.
Oh
And
yeah,
I'm
that's the other thing I was going to ask you. If you wanted to kind of talk more about your album, your singles, talk about that. If it's not too terribly different from the loop stuff, or if it's like or if you honestly see it as like a completely other direction. If you want to go ahead as much as you want to explain that.
yeah, it was not a start actually, because Doctor Slow Sweat as a whole went like a whole different route than which I quote unquote planned. But you can't plan something beforehand like that.
Right.
But to start it all at the beginning of Doctor Slow Sweat was like I worked at this Greek restaurant as a bartender, and when the guests were gone, like me and the other waiters, we have like the room for ourselves, and we put on our own music. And then one of my colleagues put on some R&B, but like the very bedroom jams, like oh yeah, like that kind of music. Yes. And when I heard that, I was like, I've never really been into R&B, but when I heard that, I was like, damn, this is some good things. And I fell in love with R&B back then. And he had like this 1 hour playlist, and I wanted to know the playlist. So I went back, looked at the title, and I saw Keith Sweat Slow Jams, and I thought to myself, I need to remember that. I need to remember that. So when I get home, the first thing I type in my search bar was Slow Sweat, and I was like, I got the playlist, and I listened to the playlist, still listen to it. I'm still a huge fan of R&B. But then when I started to develop myself as an artist, and like I told my friends to like, oh, look at this playlist, Slow Sweat. They also were like, oh yeah, you Slow Sweat, ha ha. And yeah, from one thing it led to another. So I was like, if I have an artist name, I first thought of Alvior Rolais, which is that was my first ever thought of a artist name, because it's Alvior Alvior Alejandro Villa Ortiz, and Rolais Alejandro Villa Ortiz. So it's like the first thing of my name and the last thing of my biological name.
By the way, that'd be funny as hell. When I interviewed the other AVH, if he says the same thing, I'm just
kidding. Yeah, but that I first wanted to do that one, and I had my channel named that for a little while, but it didn't really pop off, you know. And then the Slow Sweat came, and the first thing I did was Google Dr. Slow Sweat, and the first thing you got was Dr. Oz explaining sweat. So I was like, there is not an artist called Dr. Slow Sweat. There is not a name in the music business. So that was thinking, if I get like a Dr. Slow Sweat into the music, and if you put like, oh, a Slow Sweat into if you're looking for music, I will be the first to pop off. So it's like very marketing related.
Marketing and branding is very
brand related. Yes.
Yeah.
And because the name existed of an R&B song, of R&B playlist, to be honest, I made an album. It was in the Dutch lockdown, because otherwise I would have gone to school. I would have taught children in front of the class. But the lockdown came, and I'm very, 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 very bad at self-study online. I can't do that. Like in half a year, I managed to follow 3 online courses.
Don't be such a boomer, bro.
Year. Yeah, it's it's so bad. I can't do that. I can't sit behind like a computer screen and learn. I can't do that. Like if you're a teacher, I look at you, I look to the right and see my loop station. Easiest decision in my life. But yeah, where was I? I lost track of my story.
You're basically saying how you were like you're not much of an online person, and how like you're very in person kind of thing.
Yes. But I remember because of the R&B. So I got the name Dr. Slow Sweat from an R&B. So I figured I really love the music. So I figured I will make an R&B album. So when that lockdown came, I dropped my school actually, because I wasn't motivated anymore for doing online courses. So I started making music. I put a lot of time in it, and in half a year I made like a 10-single album, and it's called Passion. Because I put passion in my music, and the bedroom jams, I put passion in my love. That's something I consider myself a passionate person. I do everything like not for fake, but how do you call it when it's not for fake?
For real?
from the heart. Yeah, yeah. I just do it from the heart, like very genuine. Thank you. That's the name. Yeah, and I really hope to do that, like not quote unquote sell out, you know. So my first R&B album was Passion, which had a lot of hits actually for like a first independent album, I believe. And from then, yeah, I went to make singles. I also took the songs I talked about earlier from the little the two pedal RC 303. I re-recorded them and remastered them. So I believe I have a single online called Chasing Time, which is actually a remastered version of one of my very old songs. And yeah, I'm just doing that. I know the 7th July is coming a new original single coming out as Dr. Slow Sweat, a little bit more to the R&B side. But then I also started naming myself. I actually doubted at first if I should use Dr. Slow Sweat as my loop station name, because I considered it two different things, like Spotify solo Dr. Slow Sweat, loop station, maybe something different. But a friend told me like, no, you have a brand now, expand it. So keep the Dr. Slow Sweat. So I actually kept Dr. Slow Sweat also as a loop artist. And then from the slow bedroom jams, R&B, I actually transitioned into the loop station scene. So now I'm here. But I still try to bring a little bit of the passion and the sexy back into loop station, if you know what I'm saying. Mm-hmm.
And speaking of which, if it is time for you, if you want to drop a beat, do some last shout outs, any questions, comments, it is up to you.
Yeah, it's all good. I don't have any questions actually. And yes, I really enjoy this. Really like to have a part in this and to say what I'm thinking, what I'm feeling. Yeah. And if people have any question, they can leave comments here. You can also DM just straight up me. I love to answer questions, and as you can see, I can talk for hours, like about the thought process behind me, behind my music, behind my route and everything. I can talk hours with that. So hey, if you have a few hours to spare and you want to talk, hit me up. Yeah. All right. Yeah, and then overall, man, it was awesome. Such a huge thanks for this. I absolutely love this.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Yeah, it's my pleasure, man. Anytime. Right. Yeah.
All right, let me go into Streamlabs. Let me turn your volume down since you're about to.
All right. Yes. So.
Okay. All right. I gotta put you back in full screen. Okay. All right. Ready whenever you are.
Great. Then I'm trying to work on my mix with the drum and everything, so it's not polished or something. It's not the best.
Yeah, like I said, this isn't really like this is not your wild card battle finals of the.
No, but so I like to share my process with y'all.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. By the way, I forgot to say. And the drop a beat part. Let me clarify. Some people like to just drop it straight away as if they were showcasing. Some people like to explain some of their stuff, like like they're like my favorite TFX combination is this, and let me play it for you and explain why. Like you can do it however you want. Either drop it all, explain it, whatever you want.
Yeah, there's not much explaining to do. It's just it's a known a routine of mine. It's what's it called? Oh, I forgot the name actually. Haha. Wow, I have a blackout. It's Feeling Good from Michael Bublé, but I just really love the song. I love the harmonies in there. Yeah. So let's go. Birds flying high, you know how I feel. From the sky, you know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by, you know how I feel. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling it's a new dawn, it's a new day, it's a new let's have some fun. Turn away now. We are the warriors that build this town. And we are turn away now. Yeah, we are the warriors. Thank you very much. I have said, oh man, it's like after a song like that, my voice is like, all right, hold on, just chill for a second. But I hope it was all good on your end. Uh, we can't hear you. I can't hear you, Mills. Hello, Mills. I feel alone. All right. And in the meantime, I guess I'll just chat some more. All right. So I went to school today. I actually am really surprised. Like I had this much energy for it. Well, I'm not actually surprised because I really like doing this, and when I like doing stuff, I get like all energetic and hyped up for the occasion. But I had like 2 very long days. Like yesterday, I had to get up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and work till 4 in the afternoon. So I had a long day at work then, and which was very exhausting. And then today also I had like my internship. I am a teacher in elementary school. I teach people from age 9, children from age 9 till 10, and yeah, I run the whole day by myself. My mentor, he was outside just doing some tests with the children, which was also exhausting, but it's nice. I do like to be a teacher, even though I like music more. It's not that like, oh, I just do teaching because I don't like the music. It's like I also really do like teaching. Only my study it's going very well. No, it's poorly. It's just going poor. I'm not gonna lie. It's not going good because the school to become a teacher it lasts for 4 years, and I'm in my third year for the third time. I've failed the class 2 times, so but it's like I'm not a student. Well, I party like a student, but I'm not a student because it's like I'm not really into like reading book or writing essays and hey, what are you doing? Show it with some theory. Give me all of those books and everything. I don't like that. I like to be like on the field, on the battlefield, just doing the thing. You can read about being a teacher or you can do it. And I want to be a teacher. I still can hear you, Mills, just saying. But just I want to just teach. I want to teach and I want to learn teaching by teaching. I don't want to learn from a book, get the information there and just all right, learn what you did from the book into the field. It doesn't work like that. Not in teaching. It's like, oh, if you want to approach a child, you have to say these words and then it will listen to you. Bullshit. It's like the on the field is so different. Every child is different. You can't like have one page for not one page and like every student listen to this. It's not true. A few people, of course, children will listen to it, but not like the whole class or something. And then like yeah, with the whole COVID crisis and everything, like the lockdowns that happened, it really also put a dent in my motivation because yeah, I'm doing the third year for the third time, and I'm done. Actually, it's like also now I don't have any classes because it's all online and everything. We don't have anything. Well, once in like a month, we have like the golden day of going physical to school, but then you also have to wear your mouth mask and have to be like 6 feet apart and everything. So it's nice, but it's not the same. And yeah, my motivation with that is just going downhill with that because I just don't like it. So, but I do really want to get my diploma, right? So I'm still working on it. I have like special meetings with teachers who help me to make to get the year to finally go to the fourth and be in my senior year. Oh, my voice is not taking the loop hardly. But yeah, I'm doing that, but it's difficult. It's very difficult, and also in like the last lockdowns, I just collapsed. It's just like, all right, if there's not gonna be school, I'm just gonna focus on music. And now it's the same because everything is online and lockdown and everything, and it's very like the interaction. That is it. The personal